uh, as we discussed part B, in which we discuss about financial management. It is the first chapter of part B, and we covered many topics from this chapter, and now a very important topic is going on, that is called capital structure. Capital structure indicates the ratio proportion of debt and equity in the capital structure. It represents the proportion that how much equity and how much debt will be employed by the company to perform the different financial activities. That is why the capital structure perform an important role for the development of the company, and also they provide the financial assistance that how to perform the different financial activities in the best possible manner. It helps in fulfilling the fixed capital requirement as well as the working capital requirement of the company. Fixed capital requirements are those requirements which can be made by the company for a long period of time, whereas the working capital requirements are the daily needs of the company which take place regularly in the organization, like to provide wages to the worker and also to purchase the raw material from the suppliers. So capital structure plays an important role in the development of the business activities. After that, today we will discuss about the numerical which is present in your syllabus, and it has the weightage of 5 marks in the board examination, in which we have to calculate the earning per share, that is called EPS, and ROI, that's mean return on investment. These two things we have to calculate, and this is the question. According to this question we have to do the solution like that only. So before starting the solution, I will explain you about the question, in which the first thing is total capital. That's mean the 50 lakh is a total capital which is invested by the businessman to carry out his business activities in the economy. And after that, debt capital is there, that is 20 lakh rupees. That's mean from 50 lakh, 20 lakh capital is collected by the businessman from outsources, and 30 lakh he has invested from his own pocket. That's mean 30 lakh equity capital is present over here. After that, face value, that's mean the face value of a share is rupees 10. That's mean the 10 rupees per share the shares was purchased by the shareholders. And the tax rate which is imposed by the government is 30% per annum, and interest rate which is imposed over the debt. Just remember one thing, students, whenever the interest is present in the situation, it always take place over the debt only. It cannot take place over the equity. That is why we can say interest rate which is 10% given by the government over the debt only. After that, EBIT, earning before interest and taxes, that is 30 lakhs which is given in the question. On the behalf of the above information, we have to calculate the EPS and ROI. So in the solution, at first we have to take EBIT, that is called earning before interest and taxes, in which at first we have to eliminate the I, then EBT remains, EBT will be there, then we will remove B, that is called, we will remove T, that is called tax. So at first we have to remove interest, then we should remove the tax. So if EBIT is 30 lakh rupees, then we have to eliminate 10% interest over the debt. As I told you, interest always take place over the debt. So we have to deduct 2 lakh from 30, then after 28 lakh will come, and it will be considered as the EBT, earning before tax. That's when tax is included over here. So after that, we have to minus tax 30% from the EBT. From 28 lakh we have to deduct 30%, that is called 8,40,000. So we should reduce 20 to 8,40,000 from 28 lakh, then it will become 19,60,000. It will be EAT, earning after tax. So earning after tax will be 19,60,000. After that, we have to come here. We have to calculate EPS, earning per share. The formula of calculating the earning per share is EAT, earning after tax, upon number of shares. The one new thing is there, number of shares. Number of shares can be calculated by equity capital upon face value. As I told you people, equity capital can be calculated by subtracting total capital minus debt capital. So 30 lakh will be total capital and the face value is given in the question, that is 10 rupees. So we have to divide 30 lakh by 10, so it will 3 lakh shares. So the value, so the number of shares will be 3 lakh. Then after we have to calculate EPS. EPS, that's mean earning per share. So the formula of calculating EPS is EAT number, that's mean earning after tax upon number of shares. Earning after tax is 19,60,000 upon 3 lakh. So it will become 6.5 rupees per EPS. EPS will be 6.5 rupees. Or then after we have to discuss about the ROI, that is called return on investment, and the formula of calculating return on investment is EBIT upon total capital into 100. As EBIT is 30 lakh, total capital is 50 lakh into 100. So it will be 60%. So you just remember one thing, if the EPS comes in positive, then the capital structure will be favorable for the company, and if it is 1.5 or in negative, then ultimately the capital structure will not be healthier for the company. So student, it is all about the what we call numerical related to the capital structure. Today we will discuss about it, and tomorrow some other methods are also there. We will discuss it later on, or you should take the screenshot of it at first. Okay students, total capital always will be there in the question. Debt capital sometime it will become, sometime it will not given in the question, as at the place of debt capital the equity capital can be given by the examiner in the question. So if this type of things will come, then never be hesitated. You should use this way to solve out the whatever the situation comes. You have to solve in this way only. But some many some many situations are given in the book. We will discuss about all these situations. So just remember one thing, again I am telling you people, interest, if interest rate is given in the question and debt is not given, then interest will not impose over the equity capital, because as I told you, interest always take place over the debt capital only. So you just keep in mind, if you remember this thing, then it will be very easy to find out the actual EPS value. If you impose the interest over the equity capital, then ultimately the situation will be wrong. So you should keep in mind that interest always take place over the debt capital, and you should follow this way only to solve out the question. From the EBIT, at first we have to remove I, then we have to remove T, then it will become EAT, and earning after tax. And the formula, you have to learn these formulas. The first formula to calculate the EPS is this one. The second formula to calculate the shares, number of shares, is this one. And the third formula is to calculate the ROI. The formula is this one. So students, if you have any problem, you can ask your queries on my personal number, and I will send you some of the questions related to it. So you should try to do it at home. And today I will not give you the notes, because this is the simple way to calculate the EPS and ROI, but I will give you some of the questions like that only. So you should revise it. You should watch the video again and again to know about it. If you have any query, if you have any problem to solve this type of question, you may ask on my personal number. Okay students, so stay home, stay safe, and you should revise the thing again and again. So it's enough for today. Have a nice day.